What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and for today I wanted to share my thoughts with you guys on update 3.9, more specifically on Emma Frost. I know some of you guys are wondering what my thoughts are on this update as a whole, and to be honest with you guys, it's just more of the same. More characters, more premium characters, and uniforms that really and truly don't do enough for the characters. They're just milking money at this point, so I'm not gonna stay here and rant for like 10 minutes and waste your time. I'm just gonna talk to you guys about Emma Frost because I know she's actually going to be the center of a lot of controversy for update 3.9. As you guys can see, I currently have her, and the reason why I initially bought Emma Frost is because of the fact that right here, the first package that you buy for Emma Frost actually costs 2,500 crystals, which is basically the price of a 6-star mega rank up ticket. Obviously you don't get the other items like the mastery ticket and the ISO, but it's basically the same cost as buying a 6-star mega rank up ticket and using it on a 1-star character. So for that reason, I figured I would go ahead and get this for Emma Frost, assuming that since we have the X gene selector in the game right now, there was going to be a way to actually get her bios. Come to find out, after you initially buy her for 2,500 crystals, this package shows up, and you then have to spend half that amount to get a quarter of her bios. Keep in mind, a 6-star character, right? A 6-star character, not the ones from the story missions, just a regular 6-star character. It takes 600 bios, 620 bios or X genes to build them, right? So if I initially paid a freaking 2,500 crystal fee to get 600 bios for a character, how is it justifiable for you to then charge me half that price for a quarter of the bios? This is a disgusting move by Netmarble, and on top of that, what was the point of putting the X gene selector in the game if you were just going to then make it so that certain mutants were just not going to go in there and you can find other avenues to milk money from the player base? That is a disgusting move by Netmarble. Okay, truly disgusting move by them, and I feel like this little check-in reward right here is how they're trying to make it so that people don't completely disregard this update, because this is a really cool check-in where they're gonna give you a bunch of farmable characters, 3 farmable characters, and then they'll allow you to pick a tier 2 character which is gonna be farmable anyways. They're not gonna give you the ultimates, they're not gonna give you a premium characters. Let's be honest, this is just stalling for Infinity Wars, letting people get their hopes up, thinking things are gonna change when things are really not going to be any different than they are now. Okay, so I don't want to go off, and now that I see this freaking Wolverine uniform, I'm even more upset, because this Wolverine uniform, basically you're paying 1,000 crystals to get his arm back. That's it. Okay, if you have this uniform, it's better and more fundamentally useful than this one right here. So I am actually so mad, I'm actually so mad that they decided that instead of giving Storm a uniform, they're gonna give Wolverine another uniform, and they're gonna make it so that it's basically worse than the one that looks worse. Because I wanted to buy this, but now that I look at it and I tested this uniform in skill preview, there's no way I'm gonna buy it. Like, it's actually stupid for me to freaking buy the uniform when I have this one basically at Mythic already. So for any of you guys who are thinking, oh, this one looks cool, I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up, go ahead, but just keep in mind that the bonus you're getting from this uniform compared to the one you're getting from this uniform is basically useless. This uniform bonus is basically useless if you have your Wolverine any kind of build. You're gonna have max ignore defense already, so why the hell you need that uniform bonus? And you're basically just buying the freaking arm back. Cyclops' uniform, to be honest with you, if you already have the villain one, you don't need it, which makes me very upset because I was looking forward to buying this because I don't have the freaking villain one, okay? And this uniform, all it's really doing for Cyclops is turning him into a freaking fidget spinner, basically. And on top of that, it makes his leadership as good as freaking Star-Lord. So if you want to pay 1,000 crystals for a leadership, go ahead and do that. But personally, I'm not even going to do that. Anyways, I digress, guys. I digress. I just saw them on the freaking front page and I just lost my cool, and I didn't want to do that. Emma Frost, Omega level mutant, Omega level cost. If you take a look at the fact that you're going to have to pay for 160 bios for freaking 1200 crystals. And let's be honest, you're not gonna only buy this once and get extremely lucky with RNG. No, sir. You're gonna have to buy this at least 2 times, probably 3 times if you don't want to spend money on a tier 2 mega advancement ticket. So the cost of Emma Frost is actually going to be very similar to Adam freaking Warlock. Very similar, if not even more, depending on how your luck is. Okay, so that right there is a big red flag to me, especially since they put the freaking XG selector in the game right now, which I'm very happy for. As you guys can see, I already have it, right? Because I'm gonna use it on Magic, and I was one of the people who said, yeah, give us an XG selector. I don't have a problem with it. I'll pay for what I want. But what was the point of the XG selector if in the future you're just gonna make it so that non-tier 2 mutants just don't go in there because you want to find other avenues to make money off the player base when you're already bringing in so many premium characters at such a freaking disgusting rate? Ah, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Your boy's fired up. Can you guys tell? Now, I have Emma built fairly well. As you guys can see, the gears were at 15. I'm not going to touch them for now because I'm still disgusted by that move. And if I already knew, like if I knew ahead of time, I probably wouldn't have picked her up. I would have just let her sit in the shop beside Adam Warlock to keep him company. But now that I have her started, I'm probably going to finish her, and that's going to freaking annoy the hell out of me because I'm a completionist. I like to finish stuff that I get started like it's just me, right? I have her built fairly well, and I'll show you guys some gameplay with her. The one thing I can say about her is when used properly, she's very smooth to play, very easy to play. She has multiple iframes. She's actually very tanky, as she should be in her diamond form. As you guys can see right here, she has super armor, 30% all defense, 30% all attack, which is wow, all defense, all attack, 30%, and on top of that, 85% damage reduction, and this can be kept up indefinitely. Keep in mind, this can be debuffed, but if you don't get debuffed, this can be kept up all the freaking time. So outside of the many iframes that this girl has in her kit, she's actually extremely tanky. However, to compensate for that, she actually has very low DPS. So being an Omega level mutant doesn't mean Omega level DPS. She is not going to be a Jean Grey, okay? She's not going to give you that Jean Grey type feel where she literally just kills everyone and everything. However, she will survive. That I can guarantee you. She also has this really cool new mechanic on her 5 skill that actually allows her to mind control the enemy and make them attack each other. This is actually pretty damn cool, and I love watching it. On top of that, she has this amazing 4 skill. The 4 skill gives her 4 seconds of damage immunity. However, this skill is basically an iframe that is not said to be an iframe, meaning generally when you use a freaking iframe, you see a red X come up on your screen if you have the animation thing turned on. However, this one does not show a red X. However, pretty much every single game mode that I've used her in thus far, every single time I use this skill, the enemy literally stops what they're doing, stands in place, and just waits for me to freaking hit them with this skill, which was a very interesting thing for me because I always thought that this skill was going to get interrupted because it keeps you in place while she fires off these energy blasts out of her hands, which is actually pretty cool. And to be honest with you guys, she's fun to play. She's very fun to play. It's just that her DPS is very low. To be honest, seeing a mind damage character come to the game, I immediately have to compare them to Scarlet Witch, especially since Scarlet Witch is obviously one of the strongest mutants and Emma Frost is also one of the strongest mutants, an Omega level mutant. So I was expecting Omega level DPS. But I gotta say, she's no Jean Grey, she's no Scarlet Witch when it comes to DPS, okay? However, it's still a very solid kit. But can I really justify spending 7,000 crystals on this girl? I don't know. I love Emma, but that is pricey. But that's Emma for you, right? Damn, this girl comes at a steep price, my guys. So get your wallets ready if you actually want to build Emma and get the most out of her. Her tier 2 passive gives her a bump to her DPS. However, it remains to be seen if this is going to be enough to compensate for the fact that at tier 1, she doesn't have that good of a DPS, okay? It's not terrible, obviously, but it's not good either, especially when we're talking about Emma Frost, one of the strongest freaking mutants currently, like in the comics or anywhere. Like, that's crazy, okay? The leadership that she has is basically the same as Wolverine, nothing special. She also comes with a 4-star passive, which I think is like weird as hell. Like, what is a blast character doing with dodge? Good amount of dodge, which actually becomes guaranteed dodge at tier 2, which is actually pretty good considering that she actually has a lot of all defense here if you keep this up, which is easy to keep up all the time with max skill cooldown. It's actually going to be pretty hard to deal with her because she's going to have guaranteed dodge as well. So when she's not tanking your attacks, she's going to be dodging them. And on top of that, lots of iframes. Literally every skill except the 3 skill is virtually an iframe. This one doesn't show that red X, but like I mentioned earlier, it's basically an iframe, and you guys will see that when I take her into some gameplay in a little bit. Okay, so let's go over the stats really quickly on Emma. I know it's a little bit salty at the beginning of this video. I apologize, guys. That's why I didn't want to make a video on the patch notes, but it is what it is. You guys already know what to expect. My rage is red hot forever, guys. So as you can see right here, I have 117 for attack speed, 53% for critical rate, 151 for critical damage, 41% for ignore defense, and 49% for reduced cooldown duration. And as for her gears, this is what they currently look like. She actually gets some very good gears, guys. One of the best I've seen in a very long time on any character, premium or otherwise. As you guys can see, energy attack, ignore defense, all attack. This one right here, all defense, critical rate, all defense. Third one, skill cooldown. Crowd control could have been better, but this is going to complement her leadership and make it so that when you use her as a leader, which you probably shouldn't, she's actually going to be pretty hard to keep debuffed, but that is actually really good. Skill cooldown natively is always a good thing for me, especially when it comes in the top slot, giving you the majority of the stats there. That's going to make it so that you don't even need to roll for skill cooldown, and you're going to get her skills maxed out. That's great for me. Very good last slot right here. Critical damage, attack speed. I chose to roll for critical rate. The skills are all at 6. The rotation I'm going to use with Emma is actually going to be 3 into 5 because 5 is actually freaking amazing. She just moves with such elegance. Like, I feel like that's the word to describe Emma Frost. Like, she is just she's amazing, truly amazing. Just the DPS is not there. Okay, amazing character. After that, I like to do something like 4 into 2 into 1. There's slight iframes, and then you can just go back into 5 if you want to, but I try to keep this up all the time just to maximize your DPS. Obviously, since DPS is an issue for the character, in my opinion, or at least at tier 1, you want to go with an offensive ISO set. I rolled and I got Power of Angry Hulk. This was the first attack ISO set. Actually, no, I got Hawk's Eye first, and I considered keeping it just because she has some dodge in her kit, but I decided Power of Angry Hulk with Overdrive was what I actually wanted, so I re-rolled and I got this. Okay, the Obelisk, there's none there yet, but I'm considering giving her this one right here: snare immunity, mind damage, and a 180% damage proc. This is what I'm contemplating right now, but for now I'm gonna play her without the damage proc and show you guys just how she performs. So with that said, guys, let's jump into Shadowland, and I'll also show you guys some World Boss gameplay that I actually did with her earlier up against Infinity Thanos at the end of the video. So stick around if you want to see how she performs against the big man. So I'm going to take her in right here, and I'll show you guys how she performs against the Hulks. Alright, so we're going to try and toy with these guys. The mind control is actually funny though, because look at that, Hulkling just literally, because he's an idiot, that also helps. He's an idiot, so he just walked past me to go attack She-Hulk. I'm just trolling, guys. As you guys can see, she's pretty easy to keep alive. That's not going to be a concern for the character. It's just going to be whether or not you have the DPS to get the job done with her. It looks like she has great DPS here, but keep in mind she has a type advantage obviously, and Hulks are all weak against energy attacks. So take a look at this run that I did against Infinity Thanos where she doesn't have a type advantage, and that will give you guys a good idea of what her DPS looks like. have it, man. Take a look at the clear time. It virtually took pretty much the entire time. This is an Omega level mutant, a character that is supposed to be almost as powerful as someone like Cable or Jean Grey, and she's this weak with a cost of damn near 7,000 crystals behind her. Okay, so for those of you guys who are stressing your soul about whether or not you need Emma Frost, you don't need her. Yes, she's gonna be fun to play. Yes, she's gonna be easy to play, but she's definitely not gonna change the game that much. I can see some use for her in stuff like Timeline of Battle World if that ever comes back, but outside of that, she's really and truly not that special, and it hurts me to say that because I love Emma Frost, and who doesn't? But nonetheless, guys, let me know what your thoughts are on the character. Do you think she is how she's supposed to be, given that she's an Omega level telepath? But that's all I have to say for this one. Like always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.